Today we're gonna make a vegan version of my favorite Indian dish, which is saag paneer. If you Google a recipe, it's gonna call for frozen spinach. However, and this applies to everything, don't just blindly believe what you read online. I might be Mumbai-ised, but you don't know if the folks over there at Not to Worry, Let's Make Curry are in bed with big spinach. All I'm saying is there might be better options out there, like these big, beautiful broccoli greens. So as you can see, we already harvested the broccoli, but these greens are delicious too. They taste, well, a lot like broccoli or vaguely like spinach, making them perfect for this dish. I also like to use taro leaves whenever we harvest taro to make this recipe. So basically you just need something green, and I love using what I call bonus greens. So bonus greens to me are, it's sort of like you go to work every day doing whatever it is that you do, right? And then at the end of the week you get your paycheck and your take home is the broccoli and the IRS takes the greens. Remember your first paycheck and you were so stoked, and then you take a little bit closer of a look and you're like, what the f-? And then that just keeps happening every week of your life until eventually the Stockholm syndrome kicks in and you're like, no, that's okay. There's hungry people out there. So you get used to giving away your greens to feed the hungry. But if you're honest with yourself, you're also pretty freaking hungry. And then all of your greens that you watered and tended to every single day, surprise, actually don't go to feed the hungry at all, and instead go to Lockheed Martin to make missiles for not one, but both sides of the same war. And if there's any left over, some government building gets new carpet. Then at the end of the year, if, and that's a big if, the IRS decides to give you some of your greens back, you're all like, oh my God, yay! I don't even know what to do with all these greens. Thank you so much. And how could you know what to do with all these greens? You've never been allowed to keep any of them in the first place. So you couldn't possibly know all of the good that you could do with the greens that you grew, all of the recipes that you could make, all of the people that you could feed, all of the, what am I trying to say here? Oh yeah, taxation is theft. Now the first thing we're gonna do is steam these broccoli greens. You don't wanna cook them fully, but you do want them to look like they're a couple days late picking up their Zoloft. And now we're gonna food process our garlic, onion, and ginger mix until it's Jason Momoa fine. Super fine. Now saute for a couple minutes with some olive oil. While that is sauteing, we're gonna food process these steamed greens. Now stir in your spice blend and keep sauteing until it smells melodious, which may or may not be a real word. That does smell melodious though. If you have a better word, I'd love to hear it. So now we're gonna stir in those food processed greens. So first turn off the heat and then stir in your yogurt. I made this one out of mac nuts because they're local. Sometimes I use coconut. You can use cashews too. Make sure you save a little bit for the IRS. Just kidding, but you do want to save some to put on top when it's done. So paneer is actually grilling cheese, so you can swap it for tofu, or what I oftentimes do is I'll make tofu lu, which sort of has the texture of tofu but made out of local ulu. Fucking delicious.